So here we are. What's up, everybody? Episode 3. Holy shit. It's episode 3. It's the Big Snafu podcast. It's the podcast your uncle would have if your uncle had a podcast. I'm Jay Big. Forgot to introduce myself last time. I'm learning. It's taking a minute. I wanted to test going live. I tried yesterday. YouTube got mad at me. It told me that I needed to wait 24 hours because I had to initiate or do whatever. So here we are. We're live. Happy Friday. My Friday ended a little early today. It's 4 o'clock on Friday. It's not too early. But I figured I'd share Friday evening with you guys a little bit. Maybe give you an hour. Let's see if we can do an hour. I was saying that last episode. Hold on. The hell is that? I was saying last episode how this is actually hard. I don't know that I thought it was going to be easy, but a lot of people make it look easy. I can tell you that much. So, cheers, happy Friday. If you know anything about me, I'm kind of into beer. You can kind of tell by the signs in the background. And in fact, we're going to talk about that today a little bit. So today's, let's see. I think we're going to call it Freaky Friday. It's Freaky Friday, okay? Let your freak flag fly. That's what we're doing. I think that men, in general, excuse me, men are afraid to be weird. I don't see women being afraid to be weird. They're really good at being weird. They don't really give a shit. We seem to care. Not all of us, a lot of us. We seem to care just how weird we are, how we come off, the whole thing. I'm here to encourage your weirdness. I like that you're weird. I think being weird's important. Being weird, it makes you you. It's authentically you. Now, let's talk about weird, right? A lot of you guys would love to say that you're weird because you play video games. Guess what? It's not weird. Do you collect Lego sets? It's a little weird. I can dig that. Do you... I don't know. What else is weird? What else would I think is like super fucking weird? Do you play Dungeons and Dragons? It's a little weird. It's kind of geeky. But it's weird. But it's good. You know why? You hang out with other people. It's a little like poker. It's a little for their camaraderie. A little less for the game. A little more for the camaraderie. So, what this really is, being a weirdo, it's more about skills. It's more about being skillful. What skills do you have that are a little bit strange? Again, gaming is a skill. I'm not going to talk it down too much. I know a lot of people game now, though, so like I don't know how weird that makes you if you're a gamer, because a lot of people game. That's like saying I'm a weirdo because I really like to play football every day. I think there's a different threshold for weirdo in that sense. I think you can be a weirdo who plays football every day. I think you can do that. But I think there's few of them. And that's kind of the point. Being a weirdo is about being the few, not the many. So I wanted to reveal episode 3. It's early. I'll get to know you guys later when I actually have live chatters and people are commenting and everything's going on. But for right now, let me teach you about me. I would definitely say I'm at least part weirdo. At least part weirdo. Mm. Pardon me, 1 second, gentlemen. It's just a little cigarillo. Cigarillo. So, weirdo. I will reveal many of my weirdo tendencies today. In fact, here I'm going to write down another one that I just thought about. It's not that weird, but because we're in America, it's it's a little strange. I'll give it that. So, what really made me think about being a weirdo, as it fits into the framework I keep talking about from MLD. Shout out MLD, Jonathan Hogwood, Modern Life Dating, and his Money, Muscles, Game Frame. This one is about, well, it's not about money, although it could be about money, but it's not about money. It's not really about muscles. It could be about muscles. It's a little bit about frame. I think that's where this lands. And certainly you could use it in your game if you have game. You have to develop game first. This isn't about game. So the first topic I want to bring up actually has to do with muscles. I was talking last episode about working out and what I do to work out, and working out in general is super important for everyone. That thing doesn't want to stay lit. That's a shame. Oh well, I'll focus on this instead. For about 4 years, I go and exercise 2 days a week minimum, 4 days a week maximum. I usually try and land at about 3. I personally don't like the gym. I think I could like it. I just never developed a gym routine. I like to do things. When I was in my 20s, I would go and play soccer. A co-ed team, something recreational, something fun. But I kept getting hurt because I don't know how to relax on the soccer field. I have 2 speeds, and it's sprint or stop. I was in my 20s and I was getting hurt. I can't even imagine what would happen now. Like, I love soccer. I will always love soccer. In fact, I'm going to go play in a little tournament with my brother early next year. That's going to be a lot of fun. But soccer's not that weirdo. That's not really a weirdo thing. What's a weirdo thing is I use free skates. The haters online love to call them fruit boots, which is a derogatory term for people who rollerblade. Rollerblading is generally not cool, I have to admit. However, in my adventures, I've definitely seen some rollerbladers who are so proficient. I mean, these guys are so proficient. They don't look fruity at all. They look really strong. It looks easy. They make it look easy and fast. These guys are good. There are a really low percentage of rollerbladers, but man, there's one guy. I don't know anything about rollerblades. All I know is this dude doesn't have one of the rollerblades with 4 wheels. He has one with 3 wheels, and they're like a little bigger. And man, he is fucking cruising down Bayshore here in Tampa. We have the longest continuous sidewalk in the world, apparently, Bayshore Boulevard. People are often, exercising down there. Bayshore Boulevard then turns into Riverwalk, which goes through downtown. I happen to exercise on Riverwalk, but as I'm driving to Riverwalk, I drive down Bayshore, and I will frequently see this dude. Very impressive. Now that's weirdo shit. You're a bit of a weirdo if you're rollerblading and you're good at it. I think that's weirdo territory. The free skates that I have, I've been doing since I was about 30, 31, 32, something in there. Man, it took me forever to get good at these things. Forever. In fact, while I'm talking about them, since we're live, I want to bring up a little video of free skates. Let's do that first. Let's go here. So free skates were invented a long time ago. They never really caught on. It's basically two little skateboards. If you think skateboarding is cool, free skates is basically two skateboards. You got one for each foot. There's no Velcro. There's no magnets. There's no motors. There's no nothing. There's no nothing. It is you balancing on two skateboards. Each skateboard has two wheels on it. They are both inline. So they are inline skates in a sense. Let's go. Ready? We're going to do a little screen capture. Excellent. We're going to go window capture. I want to capture this Instagram window, which I think this is the right one. Yep. Here we go. I'm not even going to be on the screen. I'm not even moving me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I don't know, what's this? This looks cool. This is JMK Ride. They are the primary creators of free skates. This is goofy. All right, we can see this guy. That's kind of what I do, right? I'm just pumping on my skates down the road. I don't do that. I don't do that. These young guys. Wait till I show you some of this shit. This shit is crazy. Okay. Front foot banana. This guy's going to teach us. So what's cool about the skates is that they're separate. So you can ride one and throw the other one with one foot. Here he goes. I've thought about trying this. I'll be honest. I'm really scared to get like hurt bad where, I'm not an old man, but I'm old enough where I don't need to be hurt. I really don't. I mean, these things are so cool. These things are so cool. So this isn't like exercise time with these. Here, let's do this. You can see somebody practicing here. I'm going to step back. I'm coming back in 1 second. Yeah, one of the things that makes me a weirdo is that I have terrible sinuses. It's a shame. It's a shame. I need to do something about it. So here we go. Look at this guy. He's trying real hard. Or is that a girl? Looks like a guy. Looks like a girl. Oh, don't do the splits. Don't do the splits. Okay, so now let's do this. This is me. I'm a bit of a nerd on these things, I'll admit. So what I do when I work out is I do about 7 miles. In between the 7 miles, I do push-ups, probably stopping about every mile. This is all one workout. This is not a collection of workouts. So I'll go for, 6 or 7 miles, do my thing. At the end, It's another thing that makes me weird. Here's my weirdo shit. I used to do decline push-ups on these stairs. So I would scoop my feet up to, step 4 and just do some push-ups. And the next thing I know, I'm like, you know what? Why don't I try crawling up the stairs? Maybe this will work. Well, now it's one of my favorite things to do just because it's hard. Doing hard things is like, it's so much fun. I gotta be honest. I really enjoy doing difficult things. Being good at something easy isn't fun. And you can say, look, I'm going through my whole thing. So I take 2 breaks. I break once after the second set of stairs. So there's a platform here. There's a platform here. Right? So I'm stopping here, and then I stop here, and then I go all the way down, forward, all at once. When I created this video, June 16th, I haven't gotten much more proficient at this. I think 2 minutes, 2:15, something like that is probably pretty common for me. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. Sometimes I get some comments. Sometimes I don't. It's a lot of fun. I think the most important thing when you're exercising is just to go have fun. Just go have fun. That's what you really need to do. Go have fun. If you want to check these things out, they're called free skates. They're made by a company. The first account that we looked at was JMK Ride. They have taken over primary production of quality free skates. There was a company called Free Skates out there a long time ago that I first bought. They went out of business. It happens. But somebody picked up production. They've been going for a long time. They have a pretty decent presence in Japan. It's so much fun. So much fun. Just one of my weirdo things. In fact, that's 2 of my weirdo things. So 3 times a week, I'm on Riverwalk, and I'm skating for 7-ish miles. I'm doing, used to be 20. Now it's anywhere between 25 and 40 push-ups. When I stop, I try to stop for as little as humanly possible so that I can get moving and keep my heart rate going. But, every mile, it's like my feet, my legs, but especially my feet. I'll tell you what's rough. If you're a skateboarder, shout out to any skateboarders out there. The thing about the skateboard is you can't escape the ground texture. When you're on rollerblades, like you could feasibly like lift your feet up and like step over let's see, it came to like a curb or something, right? You could just step right up the curb. You could just go boom, boom, boom when you're done. On a skateboard, you do a kick up. You can kick the board up and get to where you're going. On these things, you can't really do that. You're really subject to the terrain. I can't really cross like railroad tracks. I have to stop to get across the railroad tracks. But I'll tell you what, I don't really have as much fun all week as I do when I do this. It's an hour and 10 minutes worth of exercise. It erases my brain. That's why I tell y'all you should exercise. Money, muscles, game, frame. The muscles part of that is basically, it's a little about the muscles. It's more about your brain. You want to clear your brain out every now and again, get the cobwebs out so you can think a little bit more clearly. The muscles are a side effect. The muscles are what the women really care about. They also care about your brain, but they can see the muscles, so they care more about that in a sense. But the muscles portion is super important. So go be a weirdo with your muscle shit. I mean, if you're into calisthenics or plyometrics or, if you really want to be a weirdo, let everybody make fun of you because you go to hot yoga or you go to Pilates every week. You'll be surrounded by good-looking women. Don't approach any of them. And by week 5, they'll all be approaching you. They're going to wonder why you're there and you're so quiet. I mean, go be a weirdo when it comes to your muscles. Go do that. Go do that. But really, the key is proficiency as it relates to women, dating, relationships. Women want to see you be proficient at things. They don't want to see you do badly. In fact, boy, one of the stories that really sticks out in my brain is Joe Rogan interviewed some woman, forget who it is. He was talking to her about the UFC. She was dating a guy in the UFC. And he lost a UFC fight pretty badly. And he asked her about, how that made her feel, kind of, to watch her guy get pummeled, like, badly. And just when you would think that, like, she'd be like, it felt terrible to see him like that. I felt so bad for him. I wanted to help him. I took him back home. I made him chicken noodle soup. Whatever the case, right? She was just dead honest. Dead honest. And I applaud her honesty, because most women would not be this honest. She said, it made me feel terrible. Like, I broke up with him. I couldn't stand watching him lose a fight. Couldn't stand watching him lose a fight. This may make you cringe as a guy, especially some of you black-pilled fools out here, which I was one of them. I get it. But she's just being honest. You're supposed to be her protector. So when she sees you get your ass kicked, it doesn't look real good. If you can't show your proficiency, I wouldn't do it around my woman, especially if it's new at all. If you're in the first 3 months of any relationship, do not try anything new with her. Do not try anything new. Go do things that you already know how to do, that you know that you can beat her at. Because if she starts beating you at everything, and we can make jokes like, if you're going to go play darts and she beats you 1 out of 5, it's good fodder. If you go and play darts and she beats you 5 out of 5, bro, just find another girl. It's fine that you're not that good at it, but she's not going to be attracted to you. That's the whole point. Like, my overarching strategy with women is to only talk to and date and mess with women who actually really like me. There's a lot of strategies to get there, but what you want is genuine desire. You want genuine desire from these women. You don't want them pretending, and they will pretend. Women are very nice on the face. They don't want to make waves. They want you to think that everything's great. So this is why you're a little confused. But if you can just find a woman who likes you for who you are, you're 20 steps ahead of everyone else. So, like, this is the move. So this is why, like, you want to impress her, but you don't want to do things out of the ordinary. If you're good at darts, go take her to play darts. If you're good at bowling, go take her to play bowling. Girls really do like a little bit of, I found women like a little bit of, competition, a little bit of a challenge, a little bit of, if you really want to give her a chance to beat you, play Uno. Never in my life have I seen a game that's more luck-driven than Uno. Just play Uno. Stay away from Uno, guys. Stay away. Stay away. And sure, okay, fine. You can say I'm bad at Uno. Whatever that means. I'm good at poker. How can I be bad at Uno? It's crazy. Let your freak flag fly. Freak Flag Friday. There you go. Freak Flag Friday. Free skates. The bear crawl shit. I would love to see you guys. I ask people a lot. I challenge anyone. Go in your city. Go wherever. Go do a bear crawl backwards upstairs. That's what I want you to do. I want you to report back. I want you to tell me what you think about backwards bear crawl upstairs. I think it's definitely the hardest thing I do all week. It's a lot of fun. I would love to see you try, please. Other skills. Developing skills. Women love skills. There you go. We were talking about that a little bit. Part of your job as a man is to have skills. Skills at things. Even if you're a weirdo. If you're particularly good at it, there's a good chance she'll like you for it. Because you know what she really wants to see? Oh, I'll tell you what she really wants to see. She wants to see your unwavering focus on something that you're good at. Sometimes that's your job. It's work. You could be doing your thing and she's watching you and you're focused and you're not focused on her and you're focused on your thing. And it's very attractive to her. She likes that. As weird as it might be. Again, just show the proficiency. Show the proficiency. Show her the weird thing that you like, but be good at it. Be good at it. Above all else. So the other way that I'm a pretty big weirdo I mean, look. What's weirder than being passionate about beer? I'll let you in on 2 secrets. Number 1, beer's cool. It really is. Number 2, alcohol's poison. I learned that beer's cool many years ago. I learned that alcohol's poison very recently. I mean, I didn't learn it, but as you're older and you're trying to get muscles and you're trying to do things and you're trying to work out, look good, boy, the alcohol really works against you. But on a Friday, hey, you know what? I'm saying on a Friday, it's 4:30? Yo, come on. If you're going to have a beer at any point in the week, it's Friday at 4:30. So anyway, weirdo, right? Weirdo. It's 2013. I am driving to vacation. I'm going to see my brother, my father. We're going to be hanging out. At the time, so beer glassware has kind of always been a thing. And in about 2013, IPAs started getting real huge on the beer scene. And there was a company out there who developed an actual IPA glass. We nerds were, honestly, we rolled our eyes. We were like, whatever, an IPA glass is stupid. Lo and behold, all the reviews start coming out. This glass is cool. You don't need to know what it looks like. You don't even need to know who makes it. Just know the IPA glass was cool. So I'm going to see my brother. He and I are massive IPA fans. It's a contest in 2013 which brewery can create the hoppier IPA that's more bitter than the rest of them with more alcohol than the rest of them. Like it's a contest. It's silly. But I'm driving to wherever we're going, and I've got all these IPAs in tow because I have a bunch of beers that he doesn't really get to drink. The cool thing about being a craft beer guy is that it's very regional, so if you go to a different region, you can find a bunch of beers that you've never had before. It's kind of cool. So I'm traveling, and I almost brought these IPA glasses that I had, and then I'm like, I'm not doing that. These things are $20 a piece. I'm not bringing $40 worth of glassware on vacation. Like, this is dumb. Stop being stupid. We're driving down, and my ex-wife at the time goes, hey, so no one makes a plastic version of that glass anywhere? And I'm like, no, definitely not. She's like, well, how come? And I'm like, I don't know. She's like, you should make one. And I was like, yeah, whatever. A couple weeks go by. Still thinking about it. Never. My whole thing with ideas is because I have a lot of ideas, man. Holy shit. I don't write ideas down. I either remember them because they're worth remembering, or I forget about them. It's kind of my whole thing. If I wrote all my ideas down, it would just be crazy. So I kept thinking about it. I couldn't get it out of my head. Fucking weirdo, right? So I find a guy who can do 3D illustration. He creates me a wireframe for an IPA cup. And I base it off of this glass that somebody made. This is plastic. It looks like glass. It is very plastic. It's dishwasher safe. It's dead clear. And it doesn't break. And if I gotta be honest, it's one of those things I got too geeky about. They never break. People never bought new ones. Let's put it that way. And the audience is not broad enough. Anyway, the product ultimately did not succeed. You cannot find these anywhere today. We tried our best. Me and my brother. We did over 10 years of this. Unfortunately for us, it just wasn't a hit. It wasn't a hit. The people that loved them loved them. You could still find people posting with them and stuff. But they don't exist. But it's definitely part of my weirdo story. You know? And I get to tell this, by the way, because I created a product. I'm not just a beer weirdo. If you just like beer, yeah, you're a weirdo. But, like, I don't know that that's, like, date fodder. I don't know that you're going to get very far with women telling them how things taste. You get a little far, right? You could do it like a beer tasting. But I created a whole cup. A lot of them, too. I didn't just create the cup. I created the packaging. And the packaging won an award. A gold award for the packaging. It's pretty cool. It's kind of a good brag point. But that's not so weird. Being good at graphic design is not weird. Creating a plastic blow mold IPA cup is a little strange. And by the way, I have 4 different cups. So there's IPA, lager, funk, stout. I went all in. I even created festival size cups. I've got cups that are like same shape this big. Unfortunately for me, I don't know. Maybe I was early. Maybe I did the wrong product. Maybe I should have done them thinner. Maybe I should have made them disposable. I got a bunch of ideas of what I could have done. But that's okay. Part of my story. Part of my weirdo story. And just in case there's another beer nerd out there, I'm actually drinking one of the older beers you can get. I've got a Dogfish Head 90-minute IPA. It's a great way to cap off my Friday, for sure. So in addition to that, by the way, I've got all this crazy beer knowledge about beer styles and what beers do. And I opened up a bottle shop. I had a beer garden. And I opened up a restaurant. Like, you know, I went real deep with this stuff. It's where all these neons came from. They all came from my bottle shop. In fact, we can see that I've got this Bell's one. We've got it's 2, and then it's 3, or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know. 10 things behind me. But it's this guy right here. This is the Fermented Reality logo. And that was the company that created these cups. These nerdy cups. Here, let me move this rag. Look at that. I just noticed. Hey, and look at that. Look at that. I actually keep these here. I've got 3 pairs of these. Put a bear back here for y'all. That's it. They are metal. They're pretty heavy. No motor, no battery, no straps, no magnets, no nothing. Just some grip tape, 2 wheels. Bang. They're fun. They're fun. They're fun. I'm weirdo. So the other thing that makes me a little weird, and, you know, DL Saint and I talked about this on his podcast, and I still forgot to double check where I'm 90% sure his podcast is I Really Want to Know podcast, DL Saint. Then sometimes I go like, is it I Really Need to Know podcast, or is it I Really Want to Know podcast? And I really don't know off the top of my head. But DL and I talked about different languages. DL and I talked about being multilingual. In fact, I talked to young Wesley, who's in our men's group, about he has the cochlear implants. So he has 2 hearing aids up to here, but he speaks really good ASL. He's got the ASL thing. His English is pretty good. He can hear himself okay enough that he can speak pretty well. Better than pretty well, actually. He speaks better than most people who have full hearing. But he has these things attached to his head. So I told him, I said, when girls ask you about that, when you answer the question, speak it and sign it, and then never sign to them again. And he's like, why? It's a demonstration of skills. You have a skill. You can speak another language, and you can show it off real quick. Real quick. Don't make a big deal out of it. The less big deal you make out of it, the better. Just do it. Bang, bang, boom, done. Just as weird as ASL in the United States, I would think, is I speak French. I don't speak it very good anymore. I used to speak it really well. Really well. Conversationally, for sure, in college. For sure, conversationally. It shows proficiency. You have another skill, something that very few people have. It's a weirdo skill. Speaking Spanish is a good skill. It's not such a weirdo skill. It's kind of a normal skill, especially in Florida. But speaking another language, if you can speak another language, hell yeah. Fly that freak flag. Speak whatever it is to the girls. You're not showing them that you're awesome. You're just showing them that you have some skills. It's not a brag point. Maybe it's a humble brag. It's more of a flex. You really want to flex. It's part of the thing. You want to flex on these hoes. Show them what you know. Show them you're not some common idiot. Text them with proper punctuation. I'm laughing because it sounds so stupid when I say it, but I've actually heard a lot of women say that how attractive it is for a guy to do that. Like, women very often will use shortcuts and stuff. Sorry, not shortcuts, but shorthand. NGL. FRFR. They'll do it. But as a guy, it makes you look better. Makes you look more proficient if you can text in full sentences. Periods, capitals, full spellings. These are great. It's a simple thing. It's a simple thing to show skills. That's kind of a very simple skill for you to flex. That's your second language. Okay? When you talk to her, you can use your slang. And when you text her, it's your second language where you get to show off the fact that you know how to spell words correctly, that you know how to use proper punctuation, simple stuff. Some might say it's weirdo stuff. I don't think it's weirdo at all. My generation, that's all we did. Now you're unique. So funny, man. It's so funny. So, speaking another language, it's amazing for you to know that, but definitely, show off your other language skills a little bit. Be a little nerdy with the language skills. And in fact, while I'm thinking about it, let's talk about frame as it relates to your nerdy things. Okay? Like I said, free skates, fruit boots. I hear it all the time. I don't let it get me ruffled. I could care less. I roll my eyes at it because it's so stupid. I'm not wearing boots. I'm wearing Adidas. Like, hell are you talking about? It's funny. But if you're insecure about it, somebody could say something to you about it, you'll get bent out of shape. And that's losing frame. So I guess we'll go into, for a moment, let's go into money, muscles, game, and frame. Just for a moment. We're going to take a quick sidebar. We'll probably do this a few times, right? In fact, I'm going to write it down so that I know where I'm going with this. Right? So, money. Seems really straightforward, but it's not. So, and I'm going to relate all these to like how women see it. So these are all in the framework of getting women. If it wasn't for getting women, we wouldn't care and we would just do whatever we wanted all the time. But we're all trying to get women, so this is relating it to women. Money. So it's not that you even have that much money. That's not necessarily part of it. Certainly not for a short time. If you're trying to be with a girl for a long time, it means something. But what can displace money? Let's say you don't have any money. You're broke. And this is a lot of people nowadays, actually. It's 2025. We're having some trouble. Ambition is money. Working hard is money. For real. Like, if you just have your head down, you're working hard, and you're making, even if it's not good money, you just have a goal in mind, again, ambition, but you're working hard toward a goal, very acceptable in lieu of money. Being willing to spend your money on her. Let's just go that far, right? You're 20 years old and you're broke. You're smart, but you're broke. But when you go out with her, you are not looking to split any bills. You realize that you asked her out. And you're gonna foot the bill. This is what you're doing. If you can't foot the bill, don't go out. Money. Think we get it. Have it. Be on the way to it. Spend it. Resources. They want resources. Okay? By the way, money. It's also like driving, right? Spending your money on gas, your money on the car. It's you. This is what they want. It's not a bug. It's a feature. Muscles. So muscles are interesting because not every guy has muscles, and some of these guys are slaying. So in lieu of muscles, you can just have height. I think muscles are a good displacement for height. So if you're not that tall, if you're If you're 5'9", shit, I got a buddy who's 5'5". If you've got some muscles, they still feel like you can protect them, because the height is a protection mechanism thing for the most part. There's some social proof there where they want to show their girlfriends that they have the tall guy, but they really just want to show the girls that they have a guy that can protect them. And being tall is a protective thing. So if you're tall, you don't have to have muscles. If you're short, you've either got to have muscles or you've got to have some game. We'll get to game in a minute. Now for muscles, let's get a little bit more specific if you really just want to get muscles. It's not, steroids level muscles, although that doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt. It's not going to hurt you. V shape. The ladies would like for you to have a V shape. This is a slim waist. This is big shoulders. However you want to achieve this is completely up to you. Past the V shape, it's arms, forearms, biceps, triceps, right? Veins. All these things are indicators that you're working out. They just really would like to see at a glance that you definitely work out. And if you work out, you know what I'm talking about, because you can look at you can look at a woman and you can see immediately if she works out regularly. It's so obvious. You can just tell in her arms. You can tell from the upper part of her chest, like her clavicle and stuff. Like you can tell from there. You can tell from the legs. It's not that hard to sniff out. They want to see that in you. This is the muscles piece. This is why I'm about working out. And again, for us, the muscles are the side effect. The real thing is it helps your brain. Focusing on our health. So it's height or muscles. You got to pick one. Height or muscles. You're going to be short or you're going to be skinny. Pick a struggle. You can't have both. Okay? Now we're going to go to game. There's a couple types of game, actually. If you would like to look up game, it is the PUA community. This is the pickup artist community. There's a